His Imperial Majesty, attired in white silk communion robes, entered the ceremonial hall from the church with an escort of aides and the clergy, chanting in the old Coptic language a processional hymn. The spiritual vestment is worn by the Archangel Michael. The precious chasuble is worn by Michael.
Let me connect my next guest and then we will be talking about November 2nd, 1930.
Emperor on November 2nd, 1930, and was crowned Haile Selassie I, King of Kings, King of Zion, conquering Lion of the Seed of Judah, power of the Trinity.
Your Imperial Majesty, you were 39 years old when you were crowned in 1930.
Yes.
Could you talk a bit about the day of the coronation?
Yes. My coronation day was very memorable to me. Not only we had Ethiopian participants in the event, but also a lot of foreign emissaries partook in the celebration of the coronation day.
The Lion of Judah has carried out a program of modernization and of political and social reform, and has begun to westernize the 2,000-year-old Coptic Christian Ethiopia. He created a strong, centralized monarchy. The country, with its 22 million people, revolves around his personal rule.
You are descended, Your Imperial Majesty, from King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba.
This is just our story, ancient story. The Queen of Sheba, she go to visit Solomon, King Solomon. She met one son. She returned back to her country. Our story says since that time we son from King Solomon comes.
Haile Selassie comes from a line that traditionally sprang from the admiring visit of Makeda, the Queen of Sheba, to King Solomon. She, an Arabian queen, went to Jerusalem to test the wisdom of Solomon, who is said to be the wisest of the kings of Israel, about 950 years before Christ. In the scriptures, the book of 2 Chronicles tells that King Solomon gave to the Queen of Sheba all her desire. The traditional story holds that Menelik, son of their romance, went to the state of Aksum, which is Sheba, or Shoa, as it is called today, and which is the main province of Ethiopia, and became the first Ethiopian emperor. This, for the Ethiopian Amharic Christians who came originally from Arabia, is the beginning of their royal line. From Menelik, most late rulers of Ethiopia, including Haile Selassie, have claimed descent.
You are the 334th in the line of succession.
Yes, exactly.
And the 134th of the Christian kings. Christianity came to Ethiopia, I believe, in 330 A.D.
If you read the Bible, you can get this what time the Christianity comes in Ethiopia.
The book of Acts of the Apostles in the New Testament mentions the story of the first convert to Christianity.
I don't know.
That was the Ethiopian eunuch, who was the courtier of Candace, Queen of Ethiopia. He had been up to worship at Jerusalem, and on his way home, driving along in his chariot and reading the prophet Isaiah, met the apostle Philip, who preached to him about Christ, the Son of God. And when the eunuch believed, Philip baptized him in the water, and the eunuch went on his way home rejoicing. This, according to the Bible, is the first Ethiopian to be converted to Christianity. The story is found in the book of Acts, chapter 8, verses 26 to 39.
The coronation itself was a Coptic service, Your Imperial Majesty.
They are the Coptic, but also the Ethiopian bishop. They are with the Coptic churchmen.
1930 was a memorable day in the history of Ethiopia. Since the early hours of that morning, all in Addis Ababa began to prepare for the impressive event of the morning. The Emperor and Empress Menen had already spent the hours since the night before in prayer and meditation with the priests at the most holy altar within St. George's Cathedral, the largest church in the capital. Through the early morning, the chanting of priests continued. Outside the church, and nearly all over Addis Ababa, devoted subjects were dancing and chanting praise songs for the new emperor in Amharic.
The son of Ras Makonnen, Haile Selassie, will feed us. His justice is like that of an angel. May God give long life to Haile Selassie, the child of our country. The son of Ras Makonnen, Haile Selassie, will feed us. His justice is like that of an angel. May God give long life to Haile Selassie, the child of our country.
The ritualistic ceremonies of the coronation were performed in a large auditorium adjacent to the west side of the cathedral, which had been especially constructed for the occasion.
Shortly after 7:30 a.m., His Imperial Majesty, attired in white silk communion robes, entered the ceremonial hall from the church with an escort of aides and the clergy, chanting in the old Coptic language a processional hymn. The spiritual vestment is worn by the Archangel Michael. The precious chasuble is worn by Michael.
Whereupon the ceremony began. The Coptic Archbishop of Ethiopia, representing His Holiness the Pope of Alexandria, with his throaty voice, announced,
Ye princes and ministers, ye nobles and chiefs of the army, ye professors and priests, ye people of Ethiopia, look ye upon our Emperor Haile Selassie I, descended from the dynasty of Menelik I, who was born of Solomon and the Queen of Sheba, a dynasty perpetuated without interruption from that time to King Haile Selassie and to our times. The spiritual vestment is worn by the Archangel Michael. The precious chasuble is worn by Michael.
The emperor was then vested with the 7 ornaments of the coronation, including his gold sword studded with precious stones, a diamond-encrusted ring, 2 traditional lances, the imperial scepter, and a golden globe of the earth, the imperial vestments, and at last came the magnificent crown. Seven differently scented ointments of ancient prescription were received on the imperial head, brow, and shoulders, one with each of these ornaments. Before the questioning of the Abuna, the emperor gave his sacred pledge to uphold the Orthodox religion of the Coptic Church of Alexandria, to support and administer the laws of the country for the betterment of the people, and to maintain the integrity of Ethiopia. The final ceremony was a grand tour of the cathedral by the emperor and empress, who was also crowned, but with less elaborate rites. They were escorted by the priests and bishops, princes and high dignitaries, Ethiopian bishops and priests from all over Ethiopia, and a large number of Coptic deacons, carrying palm branches and chanting in mighty volume.
Hosanna, blessed be the King of Israel. Blessed is he who cometh in the name of the Lord. Hosanna, blessed be the King of Israel. Blessed is he who cometh in the name of the Lord. Hosanna, blessed be the King of Israel. Blessed is he who cometh in the name of the Lord.
በአገሩ ያለው ክብረት ለማውጣትና ለማሰራት የህዝባችንን ኑሮ ለማሻሻልና ከዓለም መንግስቶች ጋር በፍቅር ለማስፋት ነው። እነዚህም ነገሮች ለማስኬድ የዓለምን መንግስቶች ሁሉ በእርዳታና በስምምነት ለመስራት ዋና ምኞታችን ነው።
All right, and we are welcome back. Thank you very much for staying with us. So, as promised, here is the bonus. On November 2nd, 1930, something extraordinary happened. We have seen visuals of what happened 95 years ago, almost 100 years ago. Something happened that has had significance till this day. We are going to be discussing November 2nd and its significance to the Rastafari movement, and beyond that, to the liberation struggle for the all Black people of the world. And to join me to do that, I have, and please welcome, help me welcome my brothers. I see Doc is still not connected on visuals. We'll wait for him to reset his visuals real quick so we can add him. But I have my brother, the administrator for the Rastafari Council of Ghana, Kofi Asante, is joining us. We will also be joined by a couple other brothers. I already see a couple other brothers in there. I also already see a couple other brothers in the green room, and they will all be joining us to discuss the significance of November 2nd to I. Okay, Kofi Asante, welcome to iCulture TV Radio Culture.
Rastafari. Yes, give thanks.
Okay. So Prof is trying to join us. Prof Wadie is trying to join us. I think he's having a bit of trouble, but we'll start the show. We'll start the discussion, and then we will have him join when he is ready. Okay. Ras, so November 2nd, 1930, we've seen the video. Walk us through, because for some of us, we're just sitting down and just watching something that looks like it came out of the Bible, right? November 2nd, what happened? My body what happened on November 2nd, 1930?
Yes. November 2nd, Bravia, we are seeing the whole world witness the coronation of Emperor Haile Selassie, the first. Prior to that, Empress Wadie too had been on the throne, and then Haile Selassie was the high plenipotentiary to the throne. A lot of Africans during Haile Selassie, when he was assisting Empress Wadie too, he got attention, and like through his works, he came to the world stage. A lot of Africans on the world stage recognized the efforts that this young man was putting up in Ethiopia. And so his coronation got attention of the world. For the first time, about 70 nations came to Ethiopia to witness the coronation of Emperor Haile Selassie, including the United States, Egypt, Japan, all the countries that you can think of, all the powerful countries that you can think of. At least they were there or sent delegations there. For about 7 days to the coronation, priests, they chanted psalms in the temple. Yes. We all know that every tradition has their spirituality, their kind of spirituality, but this coronation ceremony was organized by the Coptic Church, that's the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, and they had the responsibility of performing the coronation activities. So for about 7 days, priests were chanting psalms, 7 days, 7 psalms to sanctify the place, and also to create the kind of sacred space or environment for the coronation event. And so the November 2nd marks the anniversary of Emperor Haile Selassie and Empress Menen in Ethiopia. On that day, the emperor was crowned, and contrary to history, the Empress was also crowned. What used to occur was that whenever the emperor was crowned, 7 months the empress will also be crowned. But during the reign of Emperor Haile Selassie, people say he broke tradition by ensuring that the empress was also crowned on the same day. The world witnessed an event that changed the political scope and the texture of modern geopolitics. The emperor and empress were crowned together amid imperial pageantry in Ethiopia, Addis Ababa. At the time when nearly all of Africa was under European domination, so the coronation symbolized the sovereignty of African people. Dignitaries from more than 70 nations across the globe, including the US, like I mentioned earlier, Egypt, were all present to witness the declaration of African or Black autonomy as a living reality. For I Rastafari, we see the coronation event as the declaration of the African or Black autonomy, living reality. Prior to the coronation, most of African governments were under colonization by the Western nations, Britain, Portugal, France. They have shared Africa among themselves. But Ethiopia wielded her sovereignty through the reign of Emperor Menen, right through to even during the reign of Haile Selassie. So at the time when Africa was under European domination, the coronation symbolized the sovereignty of African people. The crowns placed on Emperor Haile Selassie and Empress Menen head, and every element of the regalia, such as the orb and scepter in His Majesty's hand, all had political meaning. During the coronation event, we saw the orb that was given to His Majesty. We also saw the crown placed on his head. We saw the scepter that was given to him. Within Rastafari, the crown symbolized humility before the power of the Almighty and the burden of selfless service to the people. And when the emperor bowed to receive it,
okay, we also have Prof on the line. My Prof is traveling, and he will be able to join us on video at some point, I hope. But for now, we have him on audio. We will still try to get what we can. He's on the move. We may get a little bit of audio issues, but we'll try to make do with what we can. Help me welcome Dr. Kwadwo Oppong Wadie. Dr. Kwadwo Oppong Wadie, an educationist, and he's no stranger to this platform at all. He indeed is joining us right now to talk about the significance of the November 2nd. Prof, welcome to iCulture TV, Radio Culture. Yo, Nana, and we just started the discussion and we were exploring the significance of November 2nd. November 2nd is not a date that strikes many Ghanaians, at least Ghanaians, but other parts of the world, and especially in Ethiopia, I hope that to this day, it holds much significance. What is the significance of November 2nd? And what happened on November 2nd, 1930?
The significance of November 2nd, if you have to look at it, I say the history of Ethiopia, very ancient history, as well as somewhat contemporary. I'm saying, Menelik the second, I'm saying Menelik the second, only Italians, the 1892, 96. Haile Selassie. That time me a friend of Rastafari. Obey a regent. Just Empress didn't know not just on the wall. Now, for I be a regent. Yeah, boy, I know. Or the come on your tea, a double pass or shall I say, obey 2 quite will be asking now. No one will be asking them Ethiopia. Until 2 quite call Europe. Or signed by Ethiopia, 2 quite call now, the main car way not just 2nd November, not just Saturn, see Emperor Haile Selassie, I'm a friend of Rastafari, about to say Ethiopia for now, acting for now, answer that, not just Rastafari, baby, to 2 quite cold, and baby crowd went to Kwadwo. Next, I said, we are saying, we are saying, from my Ethiopia, Abasa, and his, now, some of society of the chair, and I didn't know a profanation, as your master just a would be also. You better say, colonialism. Now, a year, South colonialism, not just African nations here. We are holding our shots here. And I didn't know more American House, almost shit last year. It's something not beyond BB said, or Bibinia, or yet, or Henry. Basically, or a monarch. It's Rastafari, man, go for Natia, if I was sitting in Ethiopia, 2nd November. Into a more chances of way of Ethiopia. That's in one way. Rastafari catching a man for a city copying time as 2nd November. When you put some bear, put some our trip in a war say a say I hate in Mississippi. Now, me sign comment to be said. It's okay, Rastafari, the home of Troy, I said, I talked about your Empress as Empress. Or chair who said, or Konechi, or Yasakofa, or Konechi who said, it can't power. Say Ethiopia, say, you see, or Hinin Sada. Never you see, or Hinin, and or Women, now you see, or Hinin.
This is a sad tradition, and you're not starting or go back to ancient no Kofa, sudden or restore it, son of two children. I see.
It's not just a no chance, a Kwadwo baby, no, Ethiopia for no, fee quite to Kakra, so men can say. No connection of who said. Say na kanti ya no sana ya ndia anya menso esa me fa me himana me mama himani me akasa ye yesi dakona enti sana enti we are seeing na nipa fe mia nkwa beka na say
do song 70.
In a buy.
And your song, 72.
And your song, yeah, and your song.
Your song, in a Ethiopia, America, Nipa boy. A friend say, Samuel Nakin George, not so English. Almost a Nipa. Boy, I just said, if I crowd, no, King George or Coin. I'm saying, one move for Nino, on about Canada, who do on so who crowd just I am for more Asian. Now, you can't so just a near 2nd November. You can't send out chairs near chair. I broke every kind of significance now. The betting the bed damage, not just you go so cast. I give back to monarchs and I said, Ahenia Edimua, near any Naya, near Ethiopia. You caught in country to bring me a ancient Kush, ancient Ethiopia. A honor almost share, sir, near my second of my not just a Didimu never be. Now, in Castle Rastafari, yes, you from one. Just second of the way. Young Yanuma, maybe a process Caribbean, Jamaica. There are Yakawasi. The people who say, they can't let that Howell. That's all let that Howell come about. Not just say, America has so you're from Rastafari. Most of my shots here, Moka said, every put Ethiopia. The whole name, maybe I said, Yagin or Nanya said, Yagin. Let that Howell, America Howell. In the on this side, Rastafari, it's your court Jamaica. Now, start to say, or preach to say, Ethiopia, and I didn't say, now, because Ethiopia, so I don't just say, and before what Jamaica, and who years of Mugasom, King George, I will be like, because, as I said, and you're on the not. You know, you're about to see no, with Ethiopia. Into moving Empire near there. She said, "Your car, your person, the bonnet talk at that." Like I said, so you had 2nd November, the dinner before you're sitting on one. Not just a Sunday, I'm in some market. It's in a move.
Yo, Medasi, young Kofi, Ras Kofi Studio. Ras, say, Yakase, Prophet Cassia said, Ahinieno, His Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie the first, Ahinieno, Ahinia, Yakase, Tracy, Ahinia Bia, and Nona Achepa, we are seeing. You trace it to the biblical Queen of Sheba, or Bible. Nanya Bible and a Queen of Sheba, so our books be bring money. Pachopi, the connection between Akunya Emperor Haile Selassie Exesono and the biblical King Solomon and as a Queen of Sheba. The Pacho can only ask and body top of a crema and bring it here. Ya irritated to me apart more.
Mebacho, Medase, Osha, Abakosem, Ethiopia Abakosem, Sanye, Kebra Negast, Echena, say, Bible nature say, Queen of the South, and I say, Ohima be two quine called Shia Solomon. Now, Bible line shut down call Uncle details, na Kebra Negast, Nana, and my TSS and Penyampa. Ohima not that Ethiopia no your friend of Queen Makida utu kwan kosra King Solomon the king of Israel now or nsembisa or say wate say oye nim the phone to or no so or per se or nsembisa or person di ko bisa no na afi oji tum sampa ampenyampa Israel nyamena na Israel hene no owo nimdeɛ sɛne amanfoɔ di ne ho adanseɛ nana nti to kwan kɔ Israel ekɔsra King Solomon na kwantu mu no na me sɛ King Solomon ani gye ne ho ɛma ɔne no nya nkitahodie me sɛ mpaso agudie ɛma kɔba sɛ ɔhema no enya ba na saa ba no na yɛ Solomon ne ba edikan enti abakɔsɛm kyerɛ sɛ ɔhema no ɛsan ba Ethiopia na Ethiopia mamre mu no na yɛ ɔhema ane di adeɛ nanso ɛnam ɔne Solomon kitaho ni nti no na ɛsɛ sɛ ɔyɛ ɔhema ɔyɛ ɔbabunu na ɛsan sɛ ɔne Solomon nya kitaho di nti na ɔnyɛ ɔbabunu biem nti na ɔntimi ni akonnwa no na mmom ɔhyehyɛ sɛ fiti saa mmerɛ no kɔ no ɛyɛ Solomon ne n'asefoɔ ane bedi akonnwa wɔ Ethiopia nti yakoba sɛ Solomon ne ba edikan ɛyɛ Queen Makida ba onya about 12 years no bisa ne maame sɛ hwan ne papa no pɛ so ko hu ne papa nti ne maame gya ne kwan ma ne kɔsra ne papa ɛyɛ King Solomon Now we drew Israel no. I'm say Solomon who fair the friend of King David or say King David the second. Now King David the second, I don't or no na akoya say Solomon Jakunyano, Israel Kunyano, Ama, Neba, Bega Odikai, Menelik the first. I know what's seen a Hindi there, King King David the second. Now, we see that Hindi anyway, you know, a branch and Kai, King Solomon said, was sharing my neighbor said, India Hindi award, Ethiopia, Mame, in him, the man Solomon, Wajan, and say, any idea, all the other tribes of Israel, or my firstborn sons, say me Solomon, me back Odikai, all the other 11 tribes now Makano. Monso Mobakai Emedikai, Omonenem ko Ethiopia, Inti Bas Omokono, Omutimi Efa the throne of David, and then the Ark of Covenant, and the Echo Ethiopia, Echo share Israel Ahini Ewo Ethiopia. And you know, Emperor Menelik the first, Ebe share Ahini Ase Ethiopia. I want to asono. And a bedroom Emperor Menelik the second. I also Ebedi Ade, Uja Nechima, Ne Nana Zodichua, Koba Emperor Haile Selassie.
If you have BC Emperor Haile Selassie, so what connector might come up, yeah, CP Raskofi. Yanko Prof Subio. Now, Prof, and he say, you must say, His Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie, Emperor Haile Selassie the first. The title Bako Obian Empire and the King of Kings, Lord of Lords, conquering line of the tribe of Judah. Now, say you share sa title no. Now you share stories so and I say history Raskofia catches here. But you connect to honey my say you cast a Bible, nipa people say Bible ya debia ya day every baby the debate posy on Africans. But Oceans Africans, when we consider Ethiopian traditions, now one of the oldest connections to the Bible. But for how no natural or not such a my
Yo, Mirasipi, Empress, I can't, in a DC Emperor Haile Selassie in Ethiopia, 2nd November 1930. Now, you better Yagri Abba, Senya, Ethiopia, or my Nanka. I'm saying Ethiopia, my Nigerian said, region of the hour, Nasan, so not aware, I could be a Omudimupa, Jeffrey said, if I would say, what would you say, Omudimu Tigray region, Omudimu. Ain't or him back home, I be, you know, but the Sa, I am feeling them now with the I am putting in answer. Only now, I'm saying, Asama, Raskopi chair will be Pin of Shiba, and so I, you know, I will see Emperor Haile Selassie. I in the you will check that just a Ufi, Sa, Ebusia, Raskopi, Divo, indeed. Only back, your father said a Bible was not just a Bible was as a church. Maybe the back, most of the friend said, or only a friend, I am in it. To the couple of Malaka said, King of Kings. Now, you're sure you're saying, Bia, it's not going to be also which I English for him and Portuguese for him, but Bia, it's not going to be
Potochi. Radio, culture. What's the true word for Portuguese? No, Potochi. Probably not to worry.
I want to back up. Now, I said, I'm sure you can't Ethiopia, Akonyana, a new bride action. Just a check Answer the Queen of Sheba Kwamba. Oh, in fact, Izana, or any friend Izana, I know it. On your here, Udikaya, or they are friend say, and Christosum, about Ethiopia.
I see.
Interesting.
Let's say you can't, and yet Queen of Sheba, Miss Solomon, cry a length, no, and a day, sir, a given person influence from within about Ethiopia at all.
Because Izana, and the son I Christosum by Ma, and you're not quite. When we are friend of Prometius, as I Prometius, meaning we are almost not multiple to now, no free a friend saying that. Now, multiple to know where I no to me back as ancestors. Maybe I'm to back as ancestors. Now, the whole into some children, I don't call or any other friend saying, I hear feeling. And I'm going to be sorry himself, which me, I'm going to be the Christosum answer not to us because now is that a part of the bar or the kind of buy and son I have say second wave, the reference second wave, and I have to mention and then into what the answer the brother said, Queen of Sheba. And so
interesting. Interesting. Now, let's say, yeah, Christian tradition and Kasana. Let's try to find where it came from. Prof, maybe I've come across certain literature indicating several, sources and as several, links. Any idea? If we move HSA, there was Kofi Queen of Sheba, naming Kofi, the Ark of the Covenant. To say we have practically disproved that because it was before that. Now, I also add Tracy to pilgrimages, trade, and war. Some of means we contributed to the links and I say how Christianity came into Ethiopia. Now, considering the fact that Ethiopia was a land of refuge for many a pilgrim.
Right. But my main part, your friend say in Sheshumka Kramba, and you said Christianity and Kashan by Nemo, the better say Judaism, Christian, depending, I have friend
That's right.
Ethiopia and I have
friend. Okay. Prof, my young court short commercial break. The transitional bra on camera. Cecilia now, Yetimin Commonly Papachopi. Why? Your short commercial break in your bar, Prof will be on camera, and then we will continue the discussion. Kofi, Pepacho, Dinasumami, Menkobia, your short commercial break. We will be right back after this. And let's go straight back to the conversation. We still have Kofi, Asante, and we now have Dr. Oppong Wadie, Dr. Kwadwo Wadie on camera now. Thank you very much. Doc. Thank you very much. You are on the road driving around, so you were able to catch us here. Thank you very much for your dedication. Absolutely. Okay. Now we'll make a point to from one. Now you say it's not just Christianity, but it was actually like some more of a Judaic culture, right? To which Christianity is inextricably linked.
Absolutely. No. Into you say you who say you know be Ethiopia cry from better Israel. Ebidim from side in but mo pesa din nti enye dia ye pesa bo dia omo anka so mo from no any better Israel. Asa better Israel for omo atna Ethiopia ache papa minimum uhwe omo amamre no so na che say ye friend say Judaism amamre na che say no omo di mo hono em say better cry maybe enche ahibia no I'm saying 15 years ago, 20 years ago, Israel, the planes called Ethiopia and because it's a Sankro be a friend is saying Ethiopia called or a be a fellow Israel. I know because I am a brain actually what Israeli minimum. Sana Akoye. Now, Judaic culture, not just feet Alexander Bresso, Minty Osmo Bresso, Queen of Sheba. Now, you bet me, yes, son named Queen of Sheba. Yeah, not Solomon. And who can say about say we ask him our say Bibi na if Bibi into me on one kasane who in house say I'm running over that no Efra ebeye on one kasane Ethiopia Judaism ne buy no almost somewhere the omo yedada baby to say Bella nominate Asian structures symbols never honor we Judaism ne buy Ethiopia we share mo wo so see akwada your friend say Roman Christos to say and no because I'm doing say omo dia no sno kakra esno kakra say say omo de buy no omo afa bia man shem omo dia no that no so e de e ka ntinema omo ye fasa kasha omo di ne esno kakra na no they culture na e wo hoda that na eno na me gidi say the friend saying Emma Queen of Sheba call your friend. Now, you another angle. Sorry, let's say Obesha Christosumu Nano, sorry, much more mommy and Roman Catholic. Sorry, Catholic. Ancient Egypt. And I just said, almost in Omodea there, Omodea. Say, Omodia by a child pope share ancient capital and one year China more I have any teaching for and never be brought no anima na ancient and ancient Egypt for a year. Peter's Basilica. When your friend said, these are obeliski if the ancient Egypt and ancient Ethiopia, Kofi, your friend is saying, St. Peter's Basilica, Rome, also America, Washington, D.C. And it is working. And say no more said, for Nankasa, more Kasa, Onyama, a wabo training, Yansan Fambra, and say, Obesha, Italy, the Baku, the sign bar. Ethiopia or more area if you are Italy. Yeah.
I see. Yo, we get Raskofi, my member also be. Now, yes, the significance is November 2nd. That Sabra no be a sha. You can say be as black people 7 predators. So in condition and they were in the eyes of the oppressors now. And so still a woman saw he be will be I was sitting share a tie, a botai, a shiny start. The Yoko, the represent Yakobo you want a man. Hono, can once a cacramay. It was very, very strong significance for some of us because Osha, Sabreno, because black people who were even worthy of having on him polo. And they are something else. Not to the degree say a my makuma your song me no any in Africa representatives in Kano and yes say African countries they count a year your song me no ye ka my your song me no or mo akasa hu say ohini ya pampa say yenso ye kwa ye nimu beba nya o sit me do hobi na ye ko at least for the photo op if not for anything else. Kofi me pacho kan e hono asem kakra man na yen hwe ne yen wapia.
As better say, say Sabra no e need so a ma bibi man. If say Sabra no be sure na bibi man. Yen baby a bibi before bi a na ye share abrofo so ma say. Say Sabra no so na movement which say the Marcus Garvey's movement. And also now are very popular. It's not questions like where is the black man's kingdom? Where is the black man's men of big affairs? Now Garveyism a bizarre question. We are seeing no the coronation of Empress Haile Selassie. I said the year say this is the black man's kingdom. This is the black king. I said Nunyama Nkuyenhu Bibla. Among Europeans, no, and I yet say free Ethiopia. I feel so no titles no sending now cano. You will be brave before be brave, so no more Yavan or kind Bible and now some year Christ before no. Omu who say, Sir, in come she be almost share yes, and in come share say, Christ to Wesamba na or your best friend a him or him, Rama. Na yebe sina India no and nipa we are see the bridge say yes nipa no enti the perception say sisi a before yenya tumi bi a yebe mi agina na chi no ako amayen ana afi so Christo sumu no chimpone say Christo ninie titles no ka say yebe free Christo no enu ni enti no ema say obi nya ya hokeka obia benya na wa ben no na wa kotu na ase na wa tie na ase no wa hwe nti meka se ye nkranhye ni da so bi a ode bread bi man no wa ma bi before ka se ene yen tu enkohwe na na ase yen kota na chi ana yen kosom no
Pepe yo prof ansana ye be kono ma bi saw ye hwe a free a prayer grass to fik a you who said liberation movement and even human rights groups na there obesha na omobe trace na be kwa see be say so say black power movement for instance what's the link to November 2nd e ba ni say na bibini nya sankwa chen say me kra no I'll say me timi sorry na me nice na me akasa me de esi me nice so this idea November 2nd significance and that's how we share the liberation movement of any form for the black race now a dear connection a woman
yo nana me da say em say ansana November 2nd de bebani na ehwe movements o we say na before movements and make am say me na ni nyina no ejina bibia na ehwe so say Ethiopianism say omo money call Ethiopia na so money call Ethiopia na be brain no so ye omo kan na mo be friend say your friend say Bible and omo share kon no go say Ethiopia dino Samre no Ethiopianism no argument as yes you true be as say ye ko no pa Ethiopia ni omaya ni di ko ne bebre was a nti sa movement na usha power America Ghana 1870 Ethiopianism Nigeria Australia South Africa nti meme bebre nti ansana Ethiopianism in ma Ghanaism in fact Ghanaism Ethiopianism Marcus Garvey okase look to Ethiopia and no cancer you were a phobia no what Chicago or no na or can Ghana or repeat here
Fine.
I'm sure in kind na Rastafarites no omo wo hanom into Marcus Garvey Leonard Howard na omo ba hano mo besua sa doctrine no na liberty no kesa na Ethiopia into Ethiopianism no yebetumi aka say any kind of idea Menen that's what I can say. So 2nd November, Bejina ho Amaya who say a Bibia etum, not just a Maya who says Ethiopia, and a man Ethiopia no G we are seeing now. I said, but to me, as your Central Africa Republic. Usi ohini was sasa ebia nipa bebrebe to be tutwa obi akon fi obi are obehwe so dia ye kan na esi Ethiopia fi 1930 copy time yes bebre ye da so kai assembly no ebibi mind there asema just a general ho PT fine send your mask picture na chese yes you try we ask so you yan hene ehun hia se bedi Queen Elizabeth ehun hia se bedi King George achi ye chasa so you see hene wo Ethiopia the friend Empress Haile you see him out Ethiopia I friend Empress into 2nd of November so you Ethiopian ina uji Ethiopia so be 2nd November more and Sanyama Nema 2nd November once him here
interesting. Yo, you're bringing tea, you're busy half for a neck. But I said, on the Rascofi, the patrol for one summer, Opese Yehu about 2nd November. For Emrebe, Simabe, Numi, Sabi, now for bonnet of my and that professor will not say, yes, sorry.
You are hearing me that say, I'm saying, you can't 2nd November before. A man who say, young so you were a room around Dimu or self fatter. About 2 years, but do we are say so? About Ethiopia, who by ma edida swaba ebibi mai ebibi wiase nyina enti em say ebibi fo nyina no esese ye ni tum ye ti ase ne ogina ho ma ebibi mai bomu no yem kan yenya adwuma na ebibi mai ka bomu na ogina ho ma no ebe wie peye if you say 2nd November change say before yan hinie yan die nie yetumi nie na ye chichire bibiman a me say the fact also enumie unity yakra me waka na
Yo, Kofi Medasi. Yo, Prof. Pepacho, 2nd November, and then I'll also be jay about it and say, sorry, sir.
Yo, Nyamaka say, Siciano, Busha, ebi food be or na you doing say India, Sabi, we ask no, Nyakosu na yan count, and I say, about 4 near my I'm to be 2nd November. Yes, so you feel by I'm at near my Akos, and I'm personally true. I've been back. Ghana cry. Be my nanny, my who feel a friend say, Abrofo, Edison. Yeah, penny or D can buy a friend. You see, Kwame Nkrumah, so or yeah, a Prime Minister of Ghana. The first fraud, so 2 countries Ghana are all baby fraud or Ethiopia. They say Argentina, one call America, and Argentina, one call England, name or call Ethiopia. Right, and now Egypt, so that's what I'm gonna say. But maybe a call D can call Ethiopia. It's gonna say no opposite or this my friend said, you have kind of say connection. I be reminding Ethiopia no one about Now, ocean so the toss you know. Yeah, they be asking for say World Cup and African Cup, but just a nipa pika say, oh, now then Africa for countries baby or man baby on when now mo flag get red gold na. Yeah, na but sure my dream pass say. Ni na no Ethiopia say me kan and ma sa red gold green no.
There you go.
Into me trust say yeah cancer 2nd November. Yenti who here say gyina hɔ ma yɛn abi before gyina hɔ sɛ yɛbɛhwɛ ne yɛhu sɛ yɛn so sɛ yɛdi no bi wɔ wiase mu a yɛwɔ nana wiase.
Yo, Prof, yɛda CP na yɛkɛ sɛ yɛdi adwene akyi a yɛbɛhwɛ fra nti yɛde bɛsi yɛ afɔ ɛnnɛ na yɛbɛ invite obiara sɛ anasɛ yɛbɛhyɛ obiara nkran sɛ monkɔ pɛ November 2nd ho asɛm na montie ebi ana monsua bi nka ho ɛsiane sɛ yɛmmerɛ ni so ɛnyɛ ne nyinaa na yɛbɛtumi aka ba wakasa wonya berɛ na wotena ase na wohwɛ 1930 right? Ghana nya independence 1957. Ghana ɛna the first black African country a yɛnya independence. Now this was way before that time, right? Ɔhene ɛwɔ Africa say ɛsɔ gyina ɔkɛ sɛ yɛsi ɔhene ɛwɔ ɔman wei so na aman ɛbɛfi England ɛbɛfi Potochi ɛbɛfi mfahemfo mu nyinaa ɛbɛba abɛhyia mu sɛ ɔmo bɛhyɛ saa ɔhene no animuonyam no ɛka biribi kyerɛn sɛ ɛbi before na saa deɛ na ɛka kyerɛ no ɛna me ɛhyɛ obi akwan sɛ monkɔ na nkɔhwehwɛ na yɛhu yɛ nipa ban sɛ ɛbi before yɛyɛ hwan mu a yɛfiri he ansa na obi ɛbɛfa yɛ sɛ sɛbe nkoa yɛfiri he ansa na obi ɛbɛka biribi ato yɛ tirim sɛ yɛnyɛ sɛbe nipa na biribi asa yɛfiri he mommɛnhwehwɛ saa de no mu Dr. Kwadwo Oppong Wadie ɛne me nua Ras Kofi Asante meda mo ase paa ɛne animuonyam a mode ahyɛ me nnɛ sɛ mobɛka me ho ma yɛdi saa nkɔmmɔ yi yɛda ase paa Wadie ɛnhyɛ mo nyinaa
And I also saw Selassie.